Hello, Fire District 2. Tender 2-1 is officially in service. We're gonna do a quick walk around of the truck, point out some of the operational features of the truck, some things that are different from the old Tender. But yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna start at the driver's side door, start inside the cab of the truck. Down low next to the driver's seat is the master switch. Turn it clockwise to the 9 o'clock position. Puts power to the truck. Okay. Lower left-hand side of the steering column is the ignition switch to the truck. The key is permanently fastened to the ignition switch. It does not come out. Okay. One click to the left gets you to the accessory mode. Okay. The center is off. One click to the right is powers up the instrument, powers up the rest of the truck. Okay. And obviously turning it all the way to the right would start the truck. Okay. This little switch, or this little pedal rather, down here below the steering column operates the tilt of the steering wheel. Okay, so push the pedal and the steering wheel tilts for you. Now we can kind of see some of the switches in the instrument panel of this truck. Okay. Left-hand side rocker switch gets you the headlights. It does have cruise control on it. Down here is the increase or decrease for cruise control. Okay. Zematic light, if the light is illuminated, the side porta tank is down. Okay. Over on this side of things, shutdown override. This is a fuel kill switch to the truck. Do not use this to shut down the truck unless it's an emergency situation. Okay. Actuator. Underneath the guard is a switch. That's the actuator for the rear discharge dump valve of the truck and the door open light. So if we have a door open or a side compartment open on the truck, that illuminates. All right, notice the big numbers on this speedometer are in kilometers per hour. The small numbers on the inside are the miles per hour. Note that difference when you're traveling down the road at 45 miles per hour, you're not doing 70. So be sure that you're looking at the correct indicator. Okay, transmission selector is on the dash panel now. It's not on a little pedestal that sat beside us. Windows, heated mirrors, and lock unlock for the doors. Parking brake. This is the engine brake switch. Okay, in the up position it's in the high mode, middle position it's off, down, and low. This is for the regen or diesel particulate filter that's on the truck. These three option switches are labeled: emergency overhead lights, the wig wags up front, and the beacons all around. The working lights are the white lights for scene illumination. Bottom row, rear deck lights, left scene lights, right scene lights, engine light. Okay, there is a light underneath the hood of this truck that you can turn on from the dash. 4 more switches. We have a power divider, we have differential lock. This is for the rear airbags of the truck. We can dump the air out of the rear of the truck, so the rear of the truck actually squats so that we can dump the maximum amount of water out of the tank. HVAC controls, heater controls, all that fun stuff. Siren control. Okay, the power is on. It's in the hands-free HF mode. Hands-free means that we can use the steering wheel controls for the sirens. One push of the horn switch gets you the siren. Another single push of the switch switches the tone. If you want to turn the siren off completely, double tap like you click a mouse, double click the horn button and it shuts the siren off. Okay. If you don't prefer that and you prefer manually turning the knob, you can still do that also. All right, inside the driver's side compartment is where the pump lives. And we have the pump reconfigured down at SVI so that the pump is hard plumbed into the tank. Okay, the pump no longer slides out on a tray. We don't have to put in a piece of flexible hard suction or anything like that to get water into the pump. Okay, to get water into the pump, we have a tank to pump valve. Simply rotate it to the 12 o'clock position. Water is going to come from the tank into the pump. The pump is going to spin it up to pressure, put it to the discharges. Okay, this pump's got 2 discharges, one that goes to the passenger side booster reel and to the recirculation valve, one that comes off the side for nursing operations or brush truck refill, whatever that needs to be for us. We had them add in a recirculation valve. So times that we're not flowing a whole lot of water or we're sitting on scene with the pump running, we have the capability of recirculating water back into the tank of the pump, or the tank of the truck, which is super nice. Keeps our pumps running cool. In the back of the compartment, you're gonna see a black box. That's the pump compartment heater. Okay, it's off right now because it makes a lot of noise, but for winter operations, we're gonna leave it in the on position. This is the pump control panel. Starts the pump, chokes the pump, throttles up the pump to the appropriate discharge pressure. If we need to prime the pump, we're gonna open the primer valve, restrict the exhaust. Okay, the exhaust is gonna be then redirected through an alternate path. It goes to the venturi back there. The venturi then draws air out of the pump to allow us to catch draft or achieve a draft. Underneath the tonneau, we have 50 feet of supply hose and 20 feet of hard suction hose for drafting. It's just held on with Velcro. Rear of the truck has 2 inlets, okay? A driver's side and a passenger side, and 1 big water chute for discharging the tank. The porta-tank rack operates by a switch at the front of the box. It's underneath this little guard. Our porta-tank isn't secured in there with any straps or bungees or anything like that. It simply tilts out and then you can set it up. It does have an aluminum frame to it, which is a little bit different than our other porta-tanks, which makes it a whole lot lighter to deploy, but it also makes it a little bit easier for us to bend or kind of mess up in some ways. So be careful with the placement of it. Make sure that we're not driving into it. Make sure that we're setting them on level ground, that we're not trying to put it in an uneven ditch. To fold it back up, we simply press up on the switch and the tank folds up for us. The second button down here is for the hose reel or the booster reel inside the passenger side compartment. Passenger side compartment has some miscellaneous fittings. We've got a California Quick Connect back there, storts to 5-inch. Inside the bag is a hydrant bag or a hydrant kit. Okay, we have the 5-inch to steamer, the 2.5-inch gate valve, hydrant wrench, some male and female fittings, all that you'll need to hook to a hydrant. An additional 50 feet of 3-inch hose on the lower rack. We have our hydrant gate valve, extra fuel because the fuel tank on the truck is now only about 2.5–3 gallons. So we carry spare fuel with us. We've got about 35 feet of large diameter supply hose and 50 feet of 2.5-inch supply hose. Okay, again, hang on to the handle as you close the truck. And that just about does it for us. Guys, if you have any questions, please stop up, take a look around the truck, catch any one of us. We'll be more than happy to go through the truck, get it out on the road if you're signed off to drive tenders. We will have some in-service training on this truck, so stay tuned, keep posted for those things.